Yes. In the last class, we have seen that the classification of objects and materials into transparent, translucent, and opaque. Yes or no? So, just we understand that what do you mean by translucent object, what do you mean by transparent object, and what do you mean by opaque object. So, based on the light, we have classified those three things. Now, we can go to the next group classifications, means whatever the objects are there, whatever the materials are there in our surrounding, we can make that into another way. Okay, so now we can going to make a new groups of classification of materials into object, that is, we can call it as soluble and insoluble. Soluble and insoluble. Soluble and insoluble. Okay. So our next concept will be soluble and insoluble. See, we can classify that objects and materials into soluble and insoluble. What do you mean by soluble and insoluble? Suppose you take a test tube. You can take a test tube. Okay. So in that you can take a water. Take a water in that. So water I am taking in a test tube. And I am going to add 1 spoon of sugar. What I am going to do? I am adding 1 spoon of sugar to the water. So now what will happen? After adding 1 spoon, just if you shake this test tube, so what will happen? After a few seconds, you can see that all the sugar particles will disappear. Okay, so what will happen? The sugar gets disappear. Yes or no? So where it went, these sugar particles now? You know that the water having that space between each particle, between two particles there will be a space. Okay, basically this space we can call it as interparticular space, because the space between two particles, so that we can call it as interparticular space. So whenever you are adding sugar to this, the sugar will break down into several small pieces, and those small pieces will take the places of the space between the particle of water. Okay, then that's why you cannot see the sugar particle. It will become very smaller in that, so that's why you cannot see that. It will disappear. Suppose if you are adding any objects or materials to the water, if they get disappeared in water, and such kind of substance we can call it as soluble substance. Okay, so it should be disappear in water. Understood now? What is soluble substance means? Any materials or objects, if it is disappear in water, such kind of substance or objects we can call it as soluble substance. Okay, if the substance is disappear in water, are known as soluble substance. And insoluble substance means what? If any substance or material it is not soluble, okay, so such kind of substance or material we can call it as insoluble substance or material. What we can call it as? Insoluble substance and material. So now we can take some example. Which are the examples will comes under the soluble substance? Which are the examples? Which are the materials objects will comes under the insoluble substances? Okay. So now we can take that example of soluble and insoluble substances. First, I am going to take soluble example of soluble substances. Example, what are the things you can give for soluble substance? You can give sugar. Sugar is a soluble substance. Salt you can give. Salt is a soluble substance. Okay. You can give glucose. Glucose powder. You know? So glucose powder is a soluble substance. Glucose powder. Okay. Then honey. Honey also is soluble substance. Okay. Honey is also soluble substance. So you can give number of example for soluble substances, and same way you can give some example of insoluble substances. Insoluble means huge number of insoluble substances. You can give example sand. You can give sand will never going to be disappear in water. Yes, so it is insoluble in water. Okay. Next you can see that. You can use stone you can give, stones you can give that. Okay, then that next example you can give that chalk piece. Okay, chalk piece, you can give that. Then you can give that numerous, any plastic, wood also, it is not going to disappear. So these are insoluble substances. These are soluble substances, these are insoluble substances. Okay, so hope so you understood about that, what is soluble substance and insoluble substances. So that means we can classify the objects and materials into soluble and insoluble. Okay, soluble means any substance if you are adding to the water, if the substance gets disappear, then you can consider that kind of substance is soluble substance. If any substances, if it is not disappear in water, such kind of substances we can call it as insoluble substances. You can give this as an example for insoluble substances. Understood? Hope so you understood that next classification of material. Next, after this, now we can move on to that. We can move on to that next concept, next classification. So next concept will become miscible and immiscible. Okay. So next I will coming to that miscible and immiscible. What is this miscible and immiscible? Miscible and immiscible means, you can say that miscible means basically, I told you just soluble, insoluble. It is relevant to that. Next classification will be miscible and immiscible. What is this miscible and immiscible means? Miscible means, suppose some of the liquids will be dissolving in water, but some of the things it is not dissolved in water. Same. Again I am going to take, suppose, take a test tube. In the test tube you can take water. You can take in a water. Okay. Take a test tube. You can take a water. So now you add. Suppose I am going to add this alcohol. So now when you are adding alcohol to the water, it will properly mix. It will going to be dissolved. Okay. And but another test tube I am going to take. In this test tube, I am taking water. Along with water, I am going to add oil. So now what will happen? Oil will not going to dissolve in that. So it will be present in that, oil layer will be present in that, because why it is not going to dissolve in that, disappear in that oil, because oil density is different and water density is different. So that's why oil is always present in the upside, because oil density is lower than water. That's why it will be present on the surface of the water. So now you can see here alcohol, when you are adding it water, it gets disappear. That means it's properly mixed. But when your oil you are adding, it's not going to mix. So suppose any liquid if you are adding to the water, then that particular liquid is properly mixed, then you can call it as that is miscible. And if any liquid, if it is not going to be dissolved in water, then we can call it as immiscible liquids. Okay, so oil and water is an immiscible and alcohol and water is miscible. Okay, understood? In this way also you can classify that our surrounding objects and materials in this way. Okay, the another classification, that is miscible and immiscible substances. Okay, so after understanding about the miscible and immiscible substances, now I will move on to that next concept, the next classification of objects and materials. That is, we will move on to that magnetic and non-magnetic materials. Okay, magnetic and non-magnetic. Okay, so now we will going to discuss about magnetic and non-magnetic materials. What do you mean by magnetic and non-magnetic material? See, in our surroundings many objects and materials are there. So those objects and materials, certain materials are attracted towards the magnet, and certain materials and objects, they do not attracted towards the magnet. So which materials and objects which are attracted towards the magnets are known as magnetic materials. Okay, so which are the objects or that materials which do not attract to the magnets? we are calling it as non-magnetic materials. Okay, that means our next important classification of objects and materials, that will be magnetic and non-magnetic materials. So what do you mean by magnetic materials? And those objects, so what do you mean by this? Those objects or materials, those objects or materials which are attracted towards the magnet, which are attracted towards the magnet, which are attracted towards the magnet, attracted towards magnet, magnet, are known as magnetic material, are known as magnetic material, Okay, example, you can give example like iron. Iron is a magnetic material because iron is always attracted towards magnet. Next, nickel. Nickel is also magnetic. It is attracted towards magnet. Cobalt. This material is also, it is attracted towards the magnets. And you can talk about steel. Steel also is attracted towards the magnet. So that means, what do you mean by magnetic materials? Those materials and objects attracted towards the magnets are known as magnetic materials. Okay, this way also we can classify the materials. So non-magnetic materials means what? Those objects or materials which do not attracted towards the magnet are known as non-magnetic material. Okay, so you can give example of non-magnetic materials. So non-magnetic materials are such as, you can give that wood is not attracted towards magnet. Copper is not attracted towards the magnet. Silver is not attracted towards the magnets. Okay, stone is not attracted towards the magnet. Yes, in numerous example you can give for example of non-magnetic materials. Okay, understood? So in this way also we can do the classifications. Okay, and hope so we made that huge number of classifications. So now I will do that a very quick recap about that what we have learned in this chapter, and sorting materials into group. And in this chapter we have learned what is object. Object means what, and what do you mean by object we have learned, and example of object we have learned. Then after that we have learned about materials. So what do you mean by materials we have learned, examples of materials we have learned. Then we have taken certain things in our surrounding. We have identified the particular things are made by what are the materials are used. We have taken that objects and we have identified what are the materials are used to make that object. And also we have taken one material, using one material we can make into innumerous of objects. That also we have studied. Then after we got the knowledge of objects and materials, then we started to make the classification of materials and objects in our surrounding. Yes, so we made that huge number of classification of objects and materials, and those are, first we started with that hard and soft objects. Okay, then we have started with the texture of the material, that is smooth and rough. We have made the classification of objects and materials. Then we started that lustrous and non-lustrous. Means certain objects are lustrous, certain are non-lustrous. In that way also we get the classification, third classification. First one will be smooth and rough, second will become soft and hard. Okay, third one will becomes lustrous and non-lustrous classifications, and fourth one is luminous and non-luminous. Okay, and fifth one is transparent, translucent, opaque. We have did that. And floating and sink, certain materials are float and certain materials are sink. That also we did that. Then after that we started with that magnetic and non-magnetic. Okay, then we started with the soluble and insoluble. Okay, next we have did that visible and invisible. and luminous and non-luminous object. So that means the huge number of classifications we have studied in this chapter, and hope so everybody is enjoyed in this chapter. And please go through that in the NCERT textbooks, and we cover up with all the concept of the chapter. And still you are facing any difficulties in that chapter, and also I gave that study materials. Please go through the study material, go through the textbooks, and please try to solve those questions in the textbooks, and you can easily solve it, because it's such an easy chapter and scoring chapter. You can score it. Okay, still if you are facing or any queries, you can directly contact to me, and you have that my WhatsApp number. You can put that your queries into the WhatsApp and I will answer. Otherwise you can contact me directly. Okay, thank you so much, and we will see in the next video and coming soon. Thank you.